What's up, guys? So what you'll hear tonight will be a little bit different because I have just the game audio and my mic coming through. So you won't have my normal audio capture because it's not my raid and I'm not going to broadcast their Discord. So I just figured this would be a little test tonight. Just a little way to see if I can spare enough attention on both sides of this equation to maybe do some small WoW stuff in the future. I never intend to make WoW a big thing or a full-time thing on the stream, but it is something that takes up a fair bit of my time, and if it's something I can share with you guys here, then great. I'm on push to talk with the Discord so I can talk to you guys without having to press anything, and we'll go from there. I'm just gonna wait till they're about ready to start, and yeah. I know it's not our normal fare around here, but I figured this Sunday night, since I'm normally not even live Sundays, would be a fun way to kind of test it out. I'm on my alt, so just gonna be trying to see what I can do. I don't expect to break the DPS charts or any of that nonsense, so it'll just be some fun. So whoever is hanging out, I appreciate you tuning in today. It's going to be a little bit different, but we're going to have some fun. I'm going to keep my intro fairly short today. I'm just waiting on the raid leader over here to give his go ahead and make sure everything's good to go. And the reason Saline that I didn't do AQ40 is in AQ40, even though I'm pugging in there, I have to be alert and paying attention. And I didn't know if I would be able to do both and put on a quality stream. That's why this is kind of a test, because most of the time when I'm raiding, I'm not just in the raid and present and paying attention, I'm leading. This is me just DPSing. I don't have to do anything. I'm not leading. I'm not in charge. I'm not making calls. I don't even have to pull. I'm not paying attention to anything. I'm just stabbing stuff with my little rogue alt. So we're gonna have some fun, and maybe it's something some of you will hang out and enjoy. And then afterwards, because this will only take probably an hour, maybe a little bit more or less, then we'll play some Slay the Spire. I need to get my loot reserves in, so let me do that before I keep yip yapping. All right. Mm, okay, that should work. All right. This is going to be a little bit weird logistically. I'm going to make sure I can keep everything where I need it to and pay attention to everything, so... while still listening to anything that's important, although, again, this should be pretty straightforward. Shouldn't be any difficulty here. So, I'm just going to do... I'm just going to keep the intro fairly short today and just say, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to the Echo. I'm the voice, and this is the Echo, where everybody has a voice. Today is a Sunday evening, day 27. I gotta update my tracker. 27 of Operation Echo. It's a little bit of a test day. I'm trying out something, as well as just having a chill evening with you guys today. So I don't expect a whole lot of people to be tuning in just yet, especially for Classic WoW, which I don't very often stream. The last time I did was months ago when I was doing some of the hardcore Classic servers. But today's day 27 of Operation Echo. We're gonna have a little bit of fun. I'm gonna be going into a Blackwing Lair raid on my alt rogue, and just having some fun doing that, getting that knocked out, getting a chance at some loot on my alt in a raid that I don't have to lead. So I've got their Discord and my desktop audio muted, so all you guys will hear is the game sound and me, so we can just focus on that, and that way I'm not broadcasting another guild's audio. And then after we finish this raid, which will probably only take an hour and a half at most, we'll bounce over, we'll play some Slay the Spire. It's just going to be a chill, nice, relaxing Sunday evening. So thank you guys for tuning in and being here with me tonight to have a little bit of fun. Andy Thorsnor, good to see you. Mr. Hare, good to see you as well. Yeah, we're just going to have some fun. So we'll bounce over to the game here in just a minute. Looks like we're about to get started, so I'm going to jump over and make sure all the audio is coming through properly. Boom. So all you guys should be hearing is, and let me know how the game volume is, but all you guys viewing the stream will hear is me and the game audio. You shouldn't hear any Discord or any of my desktop audio. That might also mean that our sound alerts and our things like that might not come through volume-wise. Thorsnor, not incredibly, not poorly, but they're not my main. It's my secondary character. So, yeah, I can see that that's not coming through. So, I can hear it, but looks clear. So, I didn't have as much time to set that up. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't broadcasting Discord audio, because it's not my Discord. It's not my guild. This is actually just a pug that I'm joining. It's a pug run, most of it is from one guild on our server, and I've pugged with them whenever I either wasn't making a raid for our side, we either weren't doing them yet, or whatever the case was. So they're a sweatier group than my guild is. We're a more casual group, but they're, you know, consistent. So as far as gear, I'm not bad. I'm wearing 6 pieces of the Dark Mantle instead of just the 4. I've got decent weapons. I've got 1 out of MC, and then the 1 out of ZG off of a car. Oni Tooth Necklace. Got my Renatakis. So I'm decently geared on my rogue, but not incredibly. So I would expect I'm probably one of the lesser geared rogues in this raid. So I don't expect to I actually have skinning swords on this character. I have 2 of the Zulian Slicers. So, I'm ready. I'm ready for that. So, I don't expect to top the DPS in this raid, but I expect to do okay. It looks like a couple other people still have some world buffs. This is the same group that I just finished running AQ40 with them, but I needed to be present and communicative because I was pulling. I was the puller for the dungeon, for the raid. So I needed to make sure my focus wasn't swaying because I haven't done much WoW streaming before. So I wanted to make sure I was locked in and focused on that. That's why I didn't stream that. But it might be something I do. More likely what I'll be streaming is when I'm raid leading for my own guild. So alright, let's see. I've got all the consumes I need, so should be good. Glaives from Illidan, Thorsnor, those will be in the next expansion from where this is. So this is vanilla era. This is classic. So glaives come in the next phase. Or the next expansion, Burning Crusade. So, I think, are they classified as fist weapons or swords? They must be fist weapons. I'd have to look and see, but I've always preferred the dagger rogue fantasy, you know, backstab, ambush, dagger rogue. So I'm using Fang of the Faceless, which I think is one of the coolest looking simple daggers in the game. Although I do need to replace it and get something better, so... keep that reserve. I'm trying to decide on one of my loot reserves if I want to change anything before they lock it in. Because I could go for another piece of Blood Fang. I think I'll just leave it for now. Okay. I'm hearing them in my ear. We're going to be starting here in just a minute. So this is different. This is, you know, this is just... Basically, this is me in my free time. This is what I would be doing on a Sunday, potentially, if I was in front of my computer at all. Would be pugging into a group like this that I've run with before, who I've got some time with, and just having some fun. So I figured I'd bring you guys along with me tonight instead of skipping it. And then we'll do some Slay the Spire or something else afterwards. I'm feeling Slay the Spire. Still want to get a win there, but yeah. Now, one of the advantages I'll have over some of the rogues is they don't have world buffs. And I'm going to, but I'll have to watch that I don't rip aggro off of the tanks, who some of them, they either lost their world buffs or they expired while we were in AQ40, because that's obviously the more important raid, or more challenging raid for them to run, so. I should add something like this. Nope, I don't want that visible. I'm just going to add a header here. Yeah, not quite, Thorsnor. I'm not gonna go get anything too egregious, but let's see, center horizontally, and let's move that up. Yep. Just passing out some hourglass sands to my group. Nice. Warglaives were swords. Okay, retail Warglaives is now its own category. That's awesome, Olsen. Cool. Thank you. No Saline. I didn't see him at all. And I wasn't really worried about it. As you guys can see, I don't play with a whole lot of add-ons. I have details for damage and threat is kind of behind my cam. I have my chat hidden behind my cam because, again, I don't want to be broadcasting chat, and I didn't set up filters or anything. But you guys can see the raid frames. Honestly, I don't even need the raid frames showing, so I might even turn them off. Actually, I can hide them here. So. What group am I in? I'm in 3, so I'm odds. Should be just some lighthearted fun, hanging out and doing some... WoW. like I said, this is kind of just bringing you guys into what might be just a casual evening for me after I finished what I normally do in the mornings or the days, because I'm normally off of stream on Sundays. But if I had the opportunity, I would pug into a raid with these guys or another group and just not be in the lead, not have to be in charge, just enjoy and be a part of it. So that's, but I want to share that with you guys. And we're still out in Operation Echo, so yeah, it works. You know what I do need, though? I need this. I need my tracker. Yeah, we got to keep our tracker up. Bam. Operation Echo, baby. It's kind of funny that dual wielding on the right left glaives gives you 100 instant, but combining them turns it into 75 and 150. That's, yeah. Probably because the way some of the stat interactions happen with agility and two-handed weapons in later phases with the way the crit applies, but yeah. 'Tis interesting. What do I want on for this fight? Yeah, I do want Renatakis. I only have one mongoose on me? I wasn't prepared. I'm gonna get fresh buffs before my own guild's raids, so...
5, 4, 3.
Far side.
2,
I'm on the north side.
1.
Don't expect incredible gameplay here, guys. I'm pretty mediocre. And this is a group that, this is the type of guild that builds their comp really deep around their warriors. So it's very fast, and for me to keep up in damage will be almost impossible on my alt that's undergeared. You can see how many warriors are over here. These are all warriors. And one rogue. Yeah, Thor Snore, when I originally played Vanilla, I did a little bit of raiding, but not an absolute ton. It wasn't until TBC that I started raiding more. The guild I ran in original Vanilla was just a fairly casual guild, and we focused more on PvP than raiding at that time. But from TBC onwards in WoW, I always ran a raiding guild, like an a top tier raiding guild, or tried to. And then trying to make it more casual has honestly made the people side of it far more enjoyable, but the logistics side of it far more difficult. Yeah, they're just gonna die before I even touch most of them, so... I don't want to walk all the way up there. This will be different for me too, paying attention to this not while talking. Talking while playing WoW is what I do every day that I play because I'm usually leading a raid, but talking to you guys in the stream while I do this, that's going to be very different. So, if my attention gets hard focused one way or the other, I apologize. It's kind of just as I get used to this whole dynamic that I haven't done. Last time I streamed WoW, it was just me and 2 people playing on the hardcore server. Just doing like a 3-man pally ordeal through dungeons. So, this is different. And yet I'm tanking. Can I not, please? Thank you. not the type of fight I thrive in. Give me a single target that I can stand behind and keep stabbing. I'll do better. Damage isn't terrible. My weapons are not incredible for this phase. There's about 3 upgrades ahead of what I'm wearing right now, dagger-wise, especially in my main hand. I'm going for one of them in here. It'd be cool if I can get it, so... Apparently someone died. I wasn't paying attention. Alright, let's see. Ooh, my cleave is nasty. Thorsnor, I think that's kind of natural. So even just within the confines of vanilla itself, you know, in Molten Core and in Blackwing Lair, our guild is able to be quite casual, even when we started in those raids. But as the content gets harder, the level of commitment and requirement of commitment to the players naturally grows. So... the dagger I'm going off actually drops off the next boss after this encounter, so I'll know pretty quickly. The dagger I want in this... The dagger I want that I've been taking my rogue into is the Perdition's Blade off Ragnaros, but we've only seen one in I don't know how many months, so... haven't had luck getting that. It didn't drop yesterday, or else I would have gotten it, because I was the only one reserving it. Alright. Let's see if I can actually do some damage here. Oh, you know what? I'm literally in the wrong spec. I'm still in my, PvP spec, because when I was moving around the world to get my world buffs. That's one of the reasons my damage is so low right now. So... Well, I wouldn't say it's low, but it's not where it should be. But yeah, my damage is definitely lower than it should be on this fight. Yeah, we've seen one, and the one person that landed on Saline is no longer raiding with us. They're technically still in the guild, but they're not raiding with us. I was in the wrong spec. I needed to be in my combat spec. I was 12th in damage on that fight, being in the wrong spec. So that's not honestly terrible, but I should have been top 6. Renataki's is probably going to be up, so I'll keep it on for Veilstraws. And I didn't have my tea on my hotbar. So. Oh, I also don't have poison on my dagger. See, this is why I don't do both of these, because I am completely not doing, like, my fundamentals, because I'm trying to talk to you guys as well. I look like a really bad raider. This is just trash, so I'm not worried about it. Be ready for the boss. Elementium. Nope, Hourglass.
And destroy them.
So yeah, one of the reserves I want comes off of... comes off this guy. It's the Dragon Fang Blade. It's an upgrade from my dagger. It's not the biggest upgrade, but raw damage-wise, it is an upgrade, so... Saline, that was Arena. The one who got the Perdition's Blade was Ty, who hasn't been raiding with us anymore right now, so... I think they've been playing Mists of Pandaria instead.
Too late, friends. Nefarious' corruption has taken hold. I cannot control myself.
Then maybe we saw two. I didn't think they got a purge, but maybe they did.
I beg you, mortals, flee! Flee before I lose sense of control. The black fire rages within my heart. I must release it.
They're going to do Molten Core after this, and I could switch back to my Hunter and take my Hunter into Molten Core. But I don't have world buffs, so that wouldn't be quite as exciting. Because I'd really want to push my damage in there if I had the chance.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fourth. Not bad considering my weapons suck. No dagger though. Womp womp. Yeah, 1.4k. That fight is, you can do stupid damage on it because of the mechanics of that particular fight. You have infinite resources, so energy, stamina, regen, or rage regen, mana. So, let's see the rogue who beat me. Yeah, he's got the rank 14 daggers, so significantly better geared than me. And then the two warriors, they're warriors, so they should beat me. I am behind my target game. I hate when it does that. Not terrible. I'm sloppy right now. Yeah, Bubbai is in here. That's one of the reasons I was like, yeah, I'll pop in. Keep it going. Start the stream with it. He's one of our guild rogues. Whew. I cooked on that one. Some big numbers. I did switch specs. Yeah, I don't have kings. How many... We have 5 paladins. Why don't I have kings? It's funny that you say that, Bruno, because you were probably just goofing over, you know, last night, but I legitimately need kings. Ooh, nice. Cloak of Draconic Might dropped. That's big. Dude, my Dark Mantle procced like 6 times during that trash, and I just kept getting energy back. Oof, big damage. Straight pumping. Very nice. Yeah, I did the first fight in my PvP spec, but... Oof. A little bit of lag. Resources of streaming in this big-ass room. I need to set new...
Watch your feet.
I'm not moving. How's the game audio, guys? Too loud, too quiet? Any changes needed? Because I didn't have much time to, like, test it.
Watch your
Cool.
feet.
I guess I probably should be focusing on traps, but
Watch your feet.
there's enough rogues here. And I actually haven't done it in ages on a rogue. The suppression room traps. I'll leave that to the rogues who know what they're doing, so I don't screw something up.
Watch your feet.
How many rogues do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 other rogues? Alright. I'm gonna be on traps. And every rogue is on the same trap, so... Hard to see much of what's happening there. Yeah, I can't do trap if you rip me out of frickin'... I'm waiting for this dot to wear off me so I can get back in stealth and focus on the traps, but... I got a dot on me again. It cleaved right out. Game could be a tad ladder, maybe. I'll mess with it after Lash Slayer, maybe. But I don't want to... This is kind of a part where we got to keep moving, so... And I'm already getting yelled at for not being on traps.
Interrupt.
Okay.
Watch your feet.
Sorry, need to make sure I'm focused and not doing... I need to be doing what I'm supposed to be doing and not being lazy. I've got a rogue ahead. I'm trying to get out of combat so that I can get... Okay, I'm not going to get out of combat. They're just going to keep pulling. There. And immediately pull down. I hate that.
Watch your feet.
Got out of combat for like 1 second to get into stealth and then immediately back in. I'm not going to go towards Broodlord Lashslayer here in stealth because I haven't done it on a rogue in so long. I do not want to pull the boss early and cause a wipe. So I'm going to let a more experienced rogue do that. Because you have to be very familiar with the range and the approach to Lashslayer
Watch your feet.
in order to not aggro him early and kill yourself in the raid.
Watch your feet.
So I'll leave that to a rogue who's done it more recently than 6 years ago. I'm just going to try to stay out of combat. Because going towards those ones, you can pull him, and yeah, even this one, I'm not certain about. Are down. Okay, so that one's fine. You've got plenty of room there. Okay, they've got, so you can get to that one without trouble. Bye-bye's getting killed. Okay. I just need to watch my threat here. Need to do what I tell my own melee to do and stand with my back to the wall so that when that happens, I don't get thrown out into the room. Finally get a heal right as I drink a potion. I am behind my target. What do you mean? Oh. That's top DPS, baby. I parsed. 886. Not bad. Let's make the game audio just a bit louder. I have basically full world buffs, so that's making up for the lack of my gear quality a little bit. But I don't go into a raid unprepared, even if whether it's my raid or someone else's raid. You know, my own guild raids, obviously, I'm the guild leader if I don't and raid leader. If I don't show up with proper preparation, then that doesn't set a good example. But if I go into someone else's raid, I'm going to do the same thing that I would expect anyone coming into mine to do. Especially with how easy it is to get world buffs these days. It's not like it's a difficult thing to do. So, because I'll have to get all of these again before our next Saturday raids. Which I'm still trying. That's one of the reasons I wanted to test this out is, you know, next week will be the finale of the marathon. But also, I technically have 2 raids scheduled that day. So, we'll see. not losing my world buffs for that. I was Rain of Fire and Techie Bombs, and I got real close to dying there. Spicy. No, food buff's only 10 minutes, and I probably didn't reapply. I've only got 4 of the food buff on me. I'm not gonna go through it too fast. No War Chiefs? Of course not. This is a pug raid, not my own guild's raid. If I was in my guild raid, and my rogue was my main, I'd have War Chiefs every week. But I'm not paying 50 to 100 gold for a War Chief's blessing for a pug raid. I mean, I don't have that much money. Come on. That's only on this character. Go away, Firemo. Oh, it's huge, Zarnia. It's just that this isn't my main, and this isn't my raid. I'm pugging, as you can see at the top, so... These pug tanks are good tanks. I'm pugging, but the bulk of this is one guild. I'm a pug into their raid, so... I wouldn't classify them as random pugs specifically, so... Oh, Saline? Yeah, no, he's... His damn back is. Never play WoW. Yeah, pugging is just yeah, pickup group when it's just filling in with non, pre-made, not your guildies, not your friends, just randoms. I'm a regular pug with this group. When I'm not doing... The only time I do raid stuff, if I'm not with my own guild leading my own raids, is with these guys. So... They're guild leaders. Talking a lot right now. He's tried to recruit me a number of times. All right. But thank you guys for hanging out. I know it's something different, and this won't be the totality of the stream. This will last, let's see, we're coming up to Firemaw, so this is maybe another 35 minutes, 40 minutes of this. So, unless I choose to go to Molten Core with them, which on my Hunter, I'm not sure if I will. There's really not much out of there that I need on my main, so... My Hunter is exceptionally well geared, so... My Rogue, not as much. How are there still techies alive after we killed all of them? I guess my own raids group has much more ranged and caster DPS and far less melee DPS. So it's kind of the opposite dynamic of how my own guild normally goes through these packs, where the techies die very quickly and then all the other stuff is cleanup. We're doing it basically the opposite way. Pre-pop a greater fire. Am I gonna pop a mongoose? Yeah, why not? Hey, I've got kings now. 47.7 crit chance. Not terrible. I'm missing something, though. I should be at about 51. Can't tell what. I'm not missing a buff. I didn't switch any gear. Oh well. Bub, I forgot his Oni hide cloak. Ugh. Dorsnor, a lot of people do similar things. I still raid primarily on my hunter and now this rogue. I'm leveling a druid to fill in for my group when they need it, my guild when they need it for small content, but my hunter will be my main probably for as long as I run this guild. So, although if it goes all the way to Wrath, I might play a druid again more vociferously in Wrath. So... okay, here we go. Try to get in before I catch too many more stacks. Okay, got a stack out. Which sucks. Waiting on my stacks. 8 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Yes, I'm clicking. I'm a filthy clicker sometimes. My hands don't work as quick as they used to, so I had to adapt by clicking occasionally instead of just hotkeying, so... Stacks. The guild leader said, stop healing that hunter, let him die. Someone must have just been standing and getting stacks over and over and over again. Looks like I'll wind up probably second on this one. Yeah, second. Not bad. I'm guessing behind a warrior. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, 10k in the execute phase, and I was out for almost the entire execute phase. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, so I can hotkey with my left hand fairly well for maybe 2 sets of hotkeys. That's to say 1 through 5 or 1 through 6, and then control 1 through 5, 1 through 6. But if I start getting into shift and alt at the same time, my hands don't keep up as well as they used to, so I'll just come over with my mouse to click a few things. Man, we're just gonna get clean. Thank you. That's some damage right there. That's the damage I like to see. Oh, look at that. Hand of Balance representing Bubbai and Arundel at the top. Let's go. Stun. Stun knocked me down to 4th on that trash pull. How will I ever live with myself? How will I ever live? I can't parse on a trash pull. I'm so bad. Which way that one's facing. I can tell which way it was supposed to be facing. Not which way it was facing. Alright. I'm so used to being out there on my hunter, being the one pulling, that I keep walking out there, and I don't need to. I need to stay right where I am.
Five, four, three, two, one. Trying to loot game. Not bad. When you stack a bunch of melee, you can do just stack them all and cleave them all down. Our group, spread them out, tank them independently, burn them down one at a time. Slower, more controlled in some ways, though. Yeah, Thorsnor, some old school Alterac Valley was definitely a treat. It's different now, and it more or less kind of ruins the game in a lot of ways, because if you look right now, there's a Field Marshal, a Grand Marshal, another Grand Marshal, Grand Marshal, Grand Marshal. It used to have one at a time per week. Now anybody can get it just by putting in enough time, and that's kind of cool. But I'm standing here, and in this 40-man raid, there's no less than 10 Grand Marshals. And it was basically just because they wanted to give people access to the gear. And it takes weeks to farm it, but... Watch your feet.
I'm gonna stay on this Spellbinder and kick. Got it. I'd really prefer I wasn't tanking, but okay. This is the other thing when you have this many melee. You can't see a damn thing. Especially if you play with frickin' raid frames on like this, or target frames. Ugh. That's why they're off, because I can't see anything.
Hey, that's something, Thorsnor. Fucking hell, the damage. Okay, nope. Oof, that was close. If he had Square there had done a cleave, I'd have died, lost my buffs. But there wasn't many other places to run, but I didn't, so good on the healers. Spicy. I'm guessing Bubbai unbooned as well, because he is doing some serious damage. Where is he? Yeah, he's unbooned as well. We're carrying. Yeah, and the warrior, who's the only one who's beat me on DPS a couple times, has also got all their world buffs out, so... Sometimes you gotta put them on your back. I'm joking, I'm mediocre on this character. Alright.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Was a bit silly what it took to get Grand Marshal back in the day. Oh yeah, it was controlled by a group of players. Like, if you weren't in the in crowd, you weren't gonna get it. Like, that's just a reality. You weren't going to be able to get Grand Marshal if you weren't allowed to by the people who basically controlled it. So, it was silly for sure, but having it accessible to every single person just with some time, bots can get it, literally, because all it requires is standing AFK in Alterac Valley. So, literal bots have Grand Marshal now. So, they've gone to the other extreme of it being too hard to get to it being completely watered down and pointless because literally everybody can get it. I haven't done it on any of my characters because I simply refuse to spend that much time standing in Alterac Valley to get it. It's as good as it is, it's not worth it for me. I mean, it takes weeks to get it, but, you know, it's two months, not even 2 months of farming it, and anyone can be a Grand Marshal now, and it gives people access to gear that beats raid gear until the phase we're in now is when it finally starts getting replaced. And, yeah. I don't have my correct trinket on. I don't have my Renatakis, but that's not that big of a deal. Thank you. Buy some guys. Do not like that positioning. My positioning was bad there, or else I would have led DPS on this one too. I guess it's not over yet, but I'm dropping down, and I'll lose out in execute phase to warriors, so. Dropping my slice and dice for like 3 seconds there. That was lazy. 4th. I could have been 3rd or 4th. Ooh, DFT. Nice. Good for them. Nice. Yeah, great drop. We've seen 2 of those in our guild so far, guild run so far. Yeah, it is HR'd Saline. I wouldn't have put my reserves out on anyway, because as greedy as I am, I wouldn't want to take it on an alt, especially from another group. I'll take it on my alt from you guys, but... Well, I mean, the thing is that even on my alt, I outperform almost everyone anyway. So, I'm just saying, I earn it. This has been fun. I'm glad you guys decided to, at least some of you, pop in and hang out with me while I do this. I didn't want to pass up on this chance to do this raid with them, but I didn't want to miss a stream, and I didn't want to start super late, because it's already 7:30 my time, and we're not even done. So I wouldn't have been starting stream till like 8 my time. I didn't want to do that, so... He's doing the DFT roll right now. I bet that if I had brought my hunter, he'd have let me roll on it. Little Bori with the 74. Looks like he's gonna get it. Little Bori gets it with a 74. Very nice. Congrats. I rolled an 18 Saline, so no. I would not have. My damage won't be as high here because I blew my cooldowns on the last mini Drake, so... I let my Slice and Dice drop for a full second there. I was a little lazy. That turn fucked my backstab. Ooh, I am doing some damage. Crank shot. I dropped to 6 on that one, even with most of my stuff on cooldowns. With the, warriors just get too much out of execute phase. Not too bad. Also, my poison dropped before that fight, so I could have done a little bit more. Pugging is being pickup group, PUG. I'm a pug to this group. This is a guild raid of another guild, and I'm just joining in with them to get my alt through. But it's a group that I run with somewhat regularly whenever I'm on an alt or not running with my own guild. So, pickup group. Randos. But most of this, I would say, of the 40 people here, 30 or 25 at least are part of the hosting guild. And I'm just in on my alt. So I'm not in charge. I'm not hosting like I normally am. This isn't my guild. This is just me having some fun on my rogue, getting some damage, maybe getting some loot
5,
if I'm lucky.
4, 3, 2, 1.
see a spin yet. No spinning. Good. I backstabbed that guy from the front, but I'll be directly behind an enemy, and it'll be like, you need to be behind them. I just backstabbed him in the face, game. Make up your mind. Where does behind him start? Oof. So these trash sometimes will make the tanks do like a whirlwind, and you have to get away from them or else they're just going to destroy you. These guys fight Cro-Mag at the door he comes through instead of the big door where we fight him. So this is a slightly different strategy than what my guild does. But Hourglass Sand, eat a squid. Let's spit on that trash. I'm third overall. Woo. Maybe I'm not quite as bad as I thought. I'm doing alright for an alt who's geared. They're not bad. I wouldn't bring him in if I was poorly geared. I don't want someone else carrying me.
1.
But oh. Ooh. There it goes. I'm not getting dispelled.
Use item.
Where's the 100 Trank shot? Jeez, that took forever. It was like 8 seconds for a Trank shot. Come on, guys. They can't hear me. I'm not pressing push to talk. I'm just talking to you guys. There it goes. I'm not looking at current segment. Current, I'm second on this one. I shouldn't have done slice and dice there because we're gonna have another breath. So I wasted a long slice and dice. There it goes. Pump it in, pump it in, pump it in. Second. Behind a world buff Grand Marshal Warrior. That wasn't bad. The overall, I think it's a warrior. Let me see. It's a warrior and then a paladin. Or a warrior and then a warlock.
The overall's not going to update now because my overall updates per boss. But I'll be able to look at the logs afterwards and see. But it was a warrior and then a warlock, it looked like. And I'm guessing it's... No, it wasn't. Maybe it is that warlock. That might be the only warlock in here. Also, I just did that boss fight with my Onyxia Scale Cloak on, which I didn't need on, so my damage could have been higher. I don't think I would have overtaken number 1 there, but I could have had a bigger lead on number 2 and 3. Yeah, Saline, I think for a melee comp, that works better, because you don't need as much room, because the melee just dumps, you know, just goes right behind one corner. So if you have a heavy melee group like this, where, you know, they have a shorter distance to move, and it's safer around that corner, but you don't have as much room for ranged, and our
5,
raid comp is
4,
heavily ranged,
2, 1.
tilted. So we need the longer space on that wall. Yeah, Saline is the number 2 officer in my guild. Yeah, Saline was watching me play when I streamed a little bit of hardcore that I did and then kept talking about it. He got the itch and decided to come and play, and then the other 2 people who started the guild with me are no longer playing, but Saline and I have, yeah, we've got a pretty cool guild going. So, he just needs to stop recruiting everybody who wants to join. Especially because he has a propensity, for some reason, to recruit people who can't speak English, and I love being inclusive, but I need to be able to communicate with my guild members. Smacked me. Marzel is fine. You know that's not what I'm talking about. I don't like this fight as a melee. I like it much more as a hunter. Wonder if anybody died. Alright. I don't think I'll lead damage here at all, but I'm gonna try to at least make a showing of it. Should have done a short slice and dice and then the long one. I just built for the long one. Come on, slice and dice. There we go. Wow, my Songflower just expired in the middle of this fight. Hunter class call. Ooh, big, come on. Come on. Once this hits 20%, the warriors are going to overtake my damage too much. I won't be able to keep up during execute phase, but it's not bad right now. This other rogue might beat me out too. If he had more cooldowns for this fight than I did. Or kept a better slice and dice up than I did. We're neck and neck on it, but couple crits could be the difference there. That caught me up. If I get another big crit, I could pass. Slice and dice didn't drop good. I'm in second. If I don't get a rogue class call, my god, if I could get a fear ward, I'd totally crank. Expect the warriors to fly past me now on DPS because of execute starting now. Priest class call. Getting passed up, yeah. The Warlock got a Goblin Sapper charge on the ads, so that's gonna jump their DPS way up. Yeah. Sapper. Oh, this...
Nothing to my kind. Do you
6,
hear?
though.
Nothing.
Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, if you look at, you know, execute phase and then Goblin Sapper charge, he got 16,000 on the ads. Goblin Sapper charge got 30,000 on the ads. So I got a piece. Nice. Head of Nefarian. Thanks. That's Nefarian right there. That is technically Blackwing. That's his stage name. That was it. That was the raid. Like I said, they go pretty quick. So. I just gotta decide. I think we'll swap over to some Slay the Spire. I don't really need Molten Core on my Hunter, and my Hunter doesn't have world buffs left, so I wouldn't be able to really crank the damage like I was able to here. This was fun. It's fun to be able to get to do this once in a while where all I have to focus on is just my damage and not have to lead and make calls and be the one in charge. That's why I try to do this once every couple weeks, get into a group like this and just have a fun run where I can just focus on putting out numbers. Get to do pretty cool. I'm gonna load my logs for that and see. Oh my god. On a Neltharian's tier, they rolled a 3, an 8, and a 9. That is something. That is impressively bad rolls. Hey, what's up, Oscar? Good to see you. Yeah, they got a tier and a DFT in this run, Saline. Very good run for their loot overall. And I got a Nef head, so that's not bad. That'll replace my one of my weaker rings with the one off of Nef head, so I guess I should reboon these buffs. I still have an hour on most of them. Freaking bug bite. Mosquito bite. Alright, let me get some things switched over and My bags are so disorganized. I just don't remember if there was anything else that I was going to be able to and wanted to roll on, so I'm going to wait until all the loot goes out, and then I'll head off from there. We'll play some Slay the Spire. But thank you guys for, you know, who popped in to, you know, I did okay here. I acquitted myself well for an under-geared alt, I would say. That druid just got like 4 pieces of gear because there was no one else to roll on it. All Storm Rage stuff, just to one druid. Mage. Yeah, Saling's got full judgment. Saline should... Are you on your character? I was going to say, I'll go find you and wave to you so that people can see you. I think I played when the Pandas came out. Are Warlocks good DPSers in Classic? They're pretty good, yeah. The only problem Warlocks have in Classic is that the way shadow damage applies threat is kind of buggy. We have one Warlock who just rips aggro a lot because he has really good gear and really high damage, and shadow Warlocks don't have near as much threat mitigation as like mages do, so they can do a ton of damage, but they have to self-meter it or else they'll just rip aggro and die, and we have some people do that occasionally, and they need to stop. It's an interaction between both the way shadow damage applies and the way Warlocks lack the ability to shed or drop threat themselves, like mages or shadow priests have the ability. So I think he did all the pieces that had SRs on them first, so I don't think there's anything else that had reserves on it. It's just random loot, and I don't think the dagger I wanted dropped, so... I just have to... Nah. I just have to decide now if I want to... Isn't it also a lot of dots, so they can't just stop? It's already there. Well, the biggest thing that rips aggro for them is actually shadow bolts, direct shadow bolt nukes. So, but yeah, dots contribute because that's adding threat behind their other damage that other classes don't necessarily have to deal with. So I have to decide if I want to get back on my Hunter and go do Molten Core before we play some Slay the Spire. I don't get to do Molten Core with my Hunter anymore because I take my Rogue in there with my guild, and so my hunter hasn't been in Molten Core in one time in many months. So I thought it was the other Taut Dragonhide piece. Or the boots of Shadowflame. Those would be awesome. I might be able to get myself a Dragon Slayer buff by dropping the head and then switching. What do you guys think? Should I go do Molten Core, or should I switch over to some Slay the Spire? Let me see if my hunter has any time on their world buffs left. I was like, I wonder why Gargle popped up. It's because everyone had left and I was the raid leader. Alright. What was that? Something expiring. Send that back to my other character. Alright, let me see. You guys are going to see all my characters. I can't have that. I don't know if I've got any time on my world buffs here, but I could probably get some quickly. No, I'm completely out on my world buffs. Well, let me get back to Stormwind. Actually, if I'm over here, maybe I can get Dire Maul real fast. This is my main. They are much better geared than my rogue. Full tier 2. Technically, I'm over 1,000 gear score with the right equipment on. Quite geared. I did get one piece out of AQ40, but it's not a piece I'm gonna really care about, so. There's no Blood Elves in Classic. They get introduced later, so just Night Elf. The reason I have Night Elf characters is my original character in Classic was a dwarf hunter, but when I came back, my initial character was a druid, and on Alliance that you only have the option in Classic of being a Night Elf druid, and the male Night Elf model is just horrible looking. So I refused to do that, so I went with female. I don't normally play female characters. It's just not something I've ever cared to do, but all three of the ones I play on here are because I'm the type of player that, because I'm an old school, tabletop RPG player, I have to have a canon for my characters. Even if I don't roleplay in-game, in my head, there's a backstory and a lore that ties them together. So I made them all, similar characters with the backstory and all that. So, but yeah, full tier 2 here. Loctalar and Roctalar, which there are better, but these are iconic and I like them. And then I will have my Exalted Signet Ring of the Dragon, Bronze Dragonflight. I just have to go finish it. Ring off of Neff Head. My trinkets are actually my weakest equipment right now. I need to get better, but 1,000 gear score is not bad. It's quite good, actually. But hunters don't pump the damage like rogues can in Classic. Although on Oru, this is wrong. I know, because I know I beat them. This is tracking wrong. So, PvP battlegrounds? Yeah, there are. There's 3. Technically, there's Warsong Gulch and Arathi Basin, and then Alterac Valley are the battlegrounds in Classic. Trying not to be tempted, but I imagine modern WoW. I don't personally care for modern retail WoW at all, because it's over-homogenized everything. Every class can do everything. Everyone is just basically a slightly different visual to accomplish the same goals. And they've also made the game, not in totality, but in general, substantially easier. So, and that's not necessarily what I'm going for. I mean, they're literally introducing a one-button rotation where you can have the AI algorithm just choose what you press. So, and so you just press one key and it just chooses the next ability or spell to use based on a number of factors. So, takes all of the play out of the play. Not my cup of tea. But to each their own. So, while they're... filling back up, I'm gonna get some world buffs to make my input a little bit better. Just a little bit. Just a chill evening. Thank you guys for popping in and hanging out. I appreciate it. Means a lot. I guess I have game music turned off. That's just because I usually have so many freaking people chatting in my ears that I don't even think about it, but... Oh, I guess it's on 5%. Oh, no, music is turned off. There we go. A little bit more to it. This is swimming across this is faster than waiting on that boat because the route it takes is like 18 minutes for some damn reason. Maybe I'll run across a horde and get to kill somebody. Or die, embarrassingly. That's the other side that could happen there. I'm not in my PvP spec. I'm in my raid spec. So, no survivability, really. We'll see if they fill up fairly quickly for MC. If it takes too long to fill up, then I might just play some Slay the Spire. Or I might play some Slay the Spire while they fill up.
Only problem there is I need to make sure that my desktop audio is not broadcasting if I'm playing Slay the Spire and they're chatting or talking. I need to leave the raid group to get my buffs while I'm out here. I haven't made it yet, Saline. I would need to go respec one of my specs out to do that, and I haven't had the opportunity to yet. Someone else needs to be selling buffs. But yeah, I need to go respec one of my specs to make that possible first. Yeah, I probably have time to go do it. I just have to decide if I want to drop my survival spec, which, if I'm out in the world and PvP's something that could happen, this is the spec I want. But I don't do much PvP out in the world right now, so I probably wouldn't feel that bad dropping it. Yeah, full. I guess I can try the other one, but I've heard he's bad. Nope, he's got even more people. Yeah. 8 gold for buffs and 7 gold for summons. Yeah, no. Uh... 8 gold for buffs? No. I'll see if anyone else is selling buffs here in a minute, but let me see if I can get this set up while I'm live for some Slay the Spire to do.
Give me 1 second. I'm seeing if I can get this to work. That's probably quite loud. Apologies. That should work. Same damn people. Okay. I'm gonna stay here for just a second while I figure this out, but we might do some Slay the Spire either instead of or in just a minute. See if this is gonna fill up quickly or not. I wanted to try to get these buffs and then get back into the raid group, but still full. Yep, still full. I'll just wait on this one and wait for someone to come out. But I should be able to do Slay the Spire without you guys hearing any audio, any of the other audio, while I try to get stuff together. Full. Well, this is why I don't do WoW stuff very often. That's why I waited until I was pretty much ready for that raid before I started streaming, because there's a whole lot of standing around doing nothing oftentimes, especially when getting ready for raid time before raid is happening. The unexciting preparation. Let me get this going. See if I can do two things at once. Let's just go Ironclad. I could get this elite most likely on 1 health, and the buffed is behind him. The key elite? Let's try it. Sorry, still trying to get these buffs done in WoW. Hey, I finally am able to get them. Okay. Sorry, now I'm focusing on two things. Two things I'm average at. Okay. Let me not run into these guys. They're going to kill me. Give me a second. guess I can... Yeah, okay. Okay, should be good for a minute. Let's see. Let's go Pommel Strike. See if we get a fight. Damn it, we got a fight. I think that's going to mean that I don't make that elite on 1 health, but that's okay. Let's go Flex. Work towards Strength, potentially. Flex is a pretty flexible card anyway. Haha. Combust. I like Combust, but I'm not sure it's been the card that's helped me as much as I would like it to the last couple times. Probably Heavy Blade. Yeah, and I'm not going to trim any cards just yet. If I go to the right, I can get the elite in the middle. If both these question marks are not fights, then I can get that elite right there. I haven't lost any health yet, so yeah. Not a fight. I'll take more gold. Sentries. Hey, I drew all the offense. It's the one time it was okay. Ceramic Fish. I'm going to take... I like Feel the Pain somewhat, but I'm going to take Shockwave. I'm a recall. I probably shouldn't. I probably should just be skipping the heart. And, just going for the Act 3 win, but... Unfortunate that that's happening right away, but... I don't have any strength, so Heavy Blade's actually just a little bit heavy, funnily enough. But it is better damage point for point, mana for mana than just a regular strike. 16 for 2 instead of... Or 14 for 2 instead of 12 for 2 on regular strikes. Doesn't quite kill him. Take a little more damage. Not terrible. Nunchaku, interesting. I'm gonna go Burning. Gotta decide if I'm gonna go after that buffed elite because of where it's located. I'm going more offensive, so I'm not going to take Art of War. I have a lot of gold. I think I'm just going to go to the store on the left here and skip this guy. Gives me a chance to rest. Is there anything I want to upgrade? Let's see. I can just have him remove the doubt for free. What do you think? See if the store's got anything good. I got a lot of gold. Juggernaut? Kind of different than I was aiming for, but... Prayer Wheel is interesting. Start each elite combat with 2 strength. Juggernaut is one that I really like. Do I buy this Sling of Courage? I think I do. Panache is interesting. I'm just not sure it's the right thing for me to aim for right now. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna... Bear with me. I'm over here trying to do something, so... I'm gonna go turn this in and try to actually catch the buff on my Hunter. Because I can't reboon these buffs. Although, I could unboon, drop it, and log out. Yeah, I'll have a fresh Dragon Slayer that way. No, because I need to be on the other character. Yeah, Panache I do find is difficult because it just... Ironclad doesn't seem to build decks that interact with that desire to play that many cards that quickly. Bear with me 1 second. I think I'm going to buy the Sling of Courage. Alright, you guys can't see it right now, but I'm going to buy the Sling of Courage, and then we'll go from there. What I'm going to do here is talk to them. I have so much audio playing right now.
For the Alliance. Be careful. Light bless you. For the Alliance.
What's the other quest you have?
Light be with
Oh,
you.
it's a low-level thing.
Go with honor, friend.
So I'm going to go talk to them. Looks like a Dragon Slayer dropped just a short while ago, but if I can get one on my Hunter and then boon it, then I can go stand in Booty Bay for a Zandalar. I'll have everything but Songflower. Why am I not mounted? When did Oni reset? I think Onyxia reset today. Alright.
Hello. Have a good one. Farewell.
Camp, switch to the Hunter. If this goes quickly enough, I should get the Dragon Slayer buff. Sweet. Boon that. Nice. Okay, they've gotten some more.
Well met. Light
All right, I'm gonna fly down there. While they do that, I'm can hear them when they're ready to go. All right, so I got the Sling of Courage. So I've kind of got a strength and Juggernaut build, and we'll see if we can make something interesting happen with it. Let's go for it. I shouldn't have used Flex there. I wasn't going to be able to kill one of them with the only attack I had in hand, so that was just a bad play. Blocks his attack and then gets a little damage out, so I'll take it. Not ideal. I could have just passed that turn, since he wasn't attacking me at all, but I'd rather end the fight faster. Five weak and vulnerable to all enemies is a lot. This only goes up by 2. Well, I took damage from pain in my hand from playing it. Unless I'm remembering the turn. I'm stupid, so. I gotta do this soft res. Hold on. Ah, too many things at once. What am I going for on my hunter? Probably just Band of Acuria, right? Has to be. Am I doing anything else in Molten Core? One moment, sorry. I don't even know if I need Band of Acuria. Why am I doing this raid? I don't need anything here. All right. Give me a second. I'm just looking at this. I'm gonna see a Perdition's Blade drop when my rogue is not here because they're locked out. If I could bring the rogue, I would, but I did our guild's MC yesterday with my rogue. Yeah, I guess it's just double Band of Acuria. I know you guys can't see this. Just trying to get this done. Alright. Okay, that's done. Back to... See, if it's my own guild runs, all this stuff will already be done. So... I won't have to worry as much. I think Heavy Blade gets one of the biggest impacts from being upgraded, so that's what I'm gonna do. Disgusting. That's fair, Olsen. I probably should have done Energy Potion Juggernaut there. Get it set up now. That'll work. Good turn for it. No defense. Nunchaku pushed him through. That's cool. The nunchucks pushed him right through. Bro, can you not? Like, get out of my hand. I could die here. Keep drawing all defense, all offense, all defense, all offense. Like, I don't have much health. The defense when he did a big attack at least, but he's still got 100 health. I'm alive. 5, 10, 15, 20, 24, 7, 28. Alright, we're getting close. No, about to get my other world buff. That's good. As long as I can get to the raid with it intact. 1 second. I should have drank both those potions earlier in this fight, and I probably would have been able to accomplish something. I should have defended first. So it wasn't going to my health, it was going to my, it would have gone to my block. I need a block. Okay, I need a defend. Skin of my teeth on that one. Let's go double jugger. Let's go philosophers. Yeah, pain is one of the worst curses. And of course, there's not a shop anytime soon to get rid of it. See what happens. Yeah, pain has been a real pain. We'll figure. Unfortunate, but we got one of them. Lost a lot of health, though. If I'm lucky, one of these could be a store. I'm gonna fight, and I'm gonna die, but I'm not gonna... No, we're not doing that. Oh, I could have played another defend, but I'm blocking it all anyway, so it doesn't actually matter. If I had Juggernaut up or something, it might have mattered, but... And no defense in hand. I think I'm dead, right? 24, yeah. 38. If I don't play any cards there, I live with 1? No. I'm exactly dead anyway. No, I live with 1. Oh well. All right. Sorry. Running my hunter. Give me a one click if you have an extra one. Okay. I don't know if I have time to try another Slay the Spire run, so give me just a second. I'm trying to do 3 things. It's not like FTL training in Slay the Spire. It's different. There's so much happening. Okay, got the pet switched. Okay, I got people typing to me, and I know you're just looking at the Slay the Spire menu. I'm sorry, I'm bad at this. Let me get myself moving. Let's try silent. Hey, that's a pretty good random common relic, except that I very often have block on the end of my turns as silent. So, but in the early game, it might save me some time. All right. I don't know that I'll go for the big elite, but I'm gonna go to here and decide. Good first turn. This is 6 block. Single defend is only 5, so letting this do it saves me 1 health. See, it's already paying off. Blur, one of my favorite cards on Silent. Early secret store. Oh, poison, huh? I think I gotta go Noxious Fumes over Crippling Cloud just because it's persistence. Take some gold. Normally I don't do that on Silent, but I think I'll be okay here. Looks like the molten core is almost filled up. Gonna be ready to go here in a minute. Push that block into next turn when he's likely to be attacking me. Yeah, like that. Oh, that only got me 9. Rip. I could have used Survivor and not taken 1 damage here. So bad. I'm so incredibly bad. Those are all 3 some of my favorite cards that Silent has. But Footwork is the one I think I like the most and has the biggest impact. This is now 1 block more than this, so nullified this pretty quickly. Like I said, it wasn't going to play well in the way I tend to play Silent, so. Cool. I'm gonna go Poison Stab even over Backpack there. Just feels right. I'm not sure why. I'm gonna rest to full. Noxious Cloud in the opening hand would be really good. It didn't happen. Well, no defense in hand. I guess that's where this helps me out. All right. Wrong turn for all that, but at least that's now doing some poison damage. Sorry, I'm running my Hunter into Molten Core right now. And I just want to make sure I don't die, because I do have a world buff that's not protected. Almost inside. Okay. I should have killed this one. Or, no, I wouldn't have been able to kill him. He had too much health. Okay, never mind. Intruder Duels. What's up? Yeah, I'm just waiting for the raid to start. There's no point in sitting there, you know, just watching me AFK. So... So, fill the space. Came for AFK stream. Well, sorry. I'm not even AFK right now. I'm on my menu looking at my character list on that screen. Ugh. Let the poison do its work. I want to see what I actually did in that BWL. Oh, that's annoying. I need to re-upload because that... Oh, I was second. Sweet, what did I parse? It's not showing me. I gotta split the raids on my... When I did my log upload, it uploaded the AQ40 and the BWL. So I'm gonna have to go split that. The holder of half of a Thunder Fury, yeah. The reason they're doing this run is specifically because one of their guys is trying to get his Gar binding. That's pretty much the only reason they're doing it. He's gonna get away. Poison. 2 stores in front of me. I'm gonna avoid the key pieces on this one. I'm just gonna go for an Act 3 win. Probably shouldn't have spent so much money with another store up there, but... Let's go. All right. Not terrible. Poison's gonna do all the work here. As well it should. If you weren't locked duels, I'd tell you to come here. Obviously, you're locked because we did ours yesterday because the Baron binding isn't on reserve. But obviously, you're locked to ours where it didn't drop. It'd be a little bit sad if it does drop. There's also like 6 reserves on it already. I'll get it on my lock then. You could probably get it on your lock if you wanted to. This would have been 2 damage from killing him, so it's better to block some of the damage. Dead. That is not what I was trying to click, game, but thank you. That's so awesome. Guess dodge and roll's not the worst one to have accidentally fast clicked. It's nice to get the gold right before a store. Noxious and Corpse Explosion are good, but I need to remove Doubt. Actually, I don't, because I'm playing Poison. I don't care about Doubt right now. I'll remove it later. Do Noxious Fumes. Log it and see how full the raid is. Looks like about 5 more to fill up. Need more poison. That'll do it. That's 6 poison, but this is 5, and it gets me more block. So 1 less poison for taking 7 less damage, something like that. Okay. Yeah, I already did. Oh, yeah. You said wow, as in, like, surprise, but I'm streaming wow also. So, yes and yes. But you keep saying that, but come on. You know I'm here every day for the rest of this week. We finish up on Saturday. It's going to be awesome. Wow. Hold on. Nibs just got on. I want to see if there's any reserves on Leaf. He could probably get it. Nice. Dead. Burst. I don't think I'm doing Pandora's Box. Store there. Two elites in a store there. Another elite. Sorry, Nibs has messaged me. He's gonna try to get into this MC. See if he can get in. Yeah, let's go right side. See if we can make something happen there. Nice. Nibs got in. He's going to be able to get go after a leaf, potentially. Because I'm looking at the reserves, and there are currently no reserves on leaf. He can get a double reserve on it. Sweet. I'd love to see him be able to get that. Block some of the damage. Alright, I'm about to pop over to that. Looks like they're just filling for healers. Well, this is a bad draw. Oh my god, this is a... I did that to myself, but at least they're not attacking me on this turn. That's really funny. That defense with... It's astounding how much that dexterity just plays out. Makes just a little bit of a block, you know, a little bit of block into a lot of bit of block. Ugh, I don't want any of those. I'm actually going to skip. Hey, Frosted, what's up? I should have burst that. Oh, wait. No, because that's skills, not powers. Gives me exact block, so... Alright. At least I don't have to get through his armor this way. I shouldn't have struck because it's not going to get through. That's pointless. Ha! A death spiral. Eh. He's funny. Poison's doing well here. I need to get some water. Pop! I do have poison. Looks like they only got 2 more spots to fill, so this might be the last fight. In fact, it looks like we're about to be going. Alright. I didn't mean to abandon run. I just meant to quit. Save and quit, and I abandoned the run. Oh well. I did not mean to do that. Alright. I should put this up here as pugging a raid on my hunter. Alright, let's get raid gear on. Okie doke. Alright. I will be right back. I am going to grab a bottle of water. I'll be right back. And, yeah. We'll see how this pug goes. Right back. Now, unlike on my Rogue, I won't be able to compete for the DPS lead on almost any fight with Rogues and Warriors. So, I'll just be looking to have some fun and do what I can, and then maybe on, like, the Ragnaros fight, you know, where it's a fight that definitely leans towards ranged players. I won't be able to lead DPS, but I might be able to compete towards the top, so we'll see. Appreciate you guys popping in tonight. I know it's a different thing, you know, different vibe and feel for us, but figured I'd share my chill evening. This is basically as close to a day off as I'm gonna take during the marathon, just streaming something a little bit different, seeing what we can make out of it. Alright, Nibs is the only reserve. Yeah, Gibbs gotta be here. Mostly because he's spec for fire resistance, and the owl is spec for nature, so. Oh my goodness. Ah. Set my glass out of the way so I don't knock it over. So my hunter is definitely better geared than my rogue. Still, my weakest gear is my trinkets right now. And 8 out of 8 Dragon Stalkers isn't technically the best. I could do slightly more raw DPS myself, but our runs tend to have 3+ hunters in them. And the 8-piece set bonus for Dragon Stalkers benefits every hunter when it procs, not just the one wearing the armor. So 8 out of 8 there, and I also spec slightly less greedy with improved Hunter's Mark to the full 5, which benefits all the other hunters as well. But it lowers my personal DPS a little, so. And I need to get enchants on my new bracers. I need to get a 15 agility instead of 7 on my gloves. Everything else has got it. And I have a better weapon and better cape, but as far as item level, but for raw DPS, these are the highest that I actually can get right now. Except for maybe what off of Cthulhu. Oh. Alright, I'm going to keep the raid frames hidden because I'm not leading, so I don't need to look at them. Only health bar I care about is that one. Well, and that one. But I did get a piece out of AQ40. I got the Skin of the Great Sandworm, which is interesting because I'll probably never wear tier 2.5. But that's my Striker's leggings. which individually are stronger. They have crit on them, they have slightly higher agility, and they have some damage and healing for spell power, but the set bonus, again, for my armor is why I'm wearing it. Alright. And again, Discord is muted coming through the stream, so you guys won't hear any of them talking. Generally, during these raids with this particular guild and group, there's not a whole lot of talking. The raid leader himself will talk. And, you know, there's a little bit of banter, but not much. They're pretty locked in. When we do stream, if I do stream any of my guild's raids, it will only be when there are all guildies present or a vast majority and not a lot of pugs or randoms. And I might have our Discord so you guys can hear. That depends on who's present, too.
You are too kind.
All right. My spirit of Zandalar is ticking. I don't have a songflower. Oh, excuse me. But I have the other world buffs, and I'll break them out here because I'm going to get fresh ones before Friday. At least I'm going to try. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Yeah, on an alt. I'm gonna break out my war buffs from the start and just rock this place.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I can put up some numbers. Again, I don't expect to be able to on a hunter versus this many warriors, but it'll be fun. Ooh, 2702. That's a nice crit. Friggin' targeting got locked off. Lost all my damage on that mob. What a travesty. No lava skip, huh? Okay. Yeah, it's probably mostly just quiet because a lot of the folks here did AQ40 and then BWL and are now here, so long day. I was talking in the Discord because a lot of people were asking if anyone was talking. All day, let's see what time. It's 8 o'clock server time, and the first raid started at 3 server time, so 5 hours now. With time between the two raids, but the two previous raids. Not a lot of time, but some. I'm gonna take this opportunity to actually get some water in on my character. Okay. Put them together. Yeah, I mean, it does take a real time commitment if you want to do all the raiding, but, you know, you don't have to do it all in one day. This guild that I'm running with, they do AQ40, BWL, and Molten Core, or at least AQ40 and BWL, on both Saturday and Sunday. They have two different raid groups in their guild, and so some of them are running alts, you know, a main and then another character. Some of them are, you know, only running one day. So yeah, that's Saturday and Sunday raids, both days every week for them. That's more than I want to do. More than I do. We do 2 separate days for all 3 raids in our guild, and recently we haven't even been getting all the raids in for various reasons, but... Awesome. Oh, double, really? Okay, that's gonna be really bad. I mean, someone said, you know, he's saying get in Discord, but I'm not hearing any talking in Discord, so... I guess there's only 30 people in, so he wants the other ones in. Cool. I didn't die, so works for me.
Okay. I gotta disconnect my Discord and make sure that it's actually working. Okay. That's good. Yeah, as far as I can tell, Discord's fine. Just everyone's being really quiet, which is cool. I don't need really to discuss much here, but... Been a while since I've been in here on my Hunter. I'm used to these fights on my Rogue now. I'm not going to use cooldowns here. I'll use them on Magmadar. By the time I start doing damage to him, because of the cleave, he's already mostly dead. No, Thor Snore. Definitely not. I'm surprised we're not pulling multiple packs. Use the numbers. Alright, we are going to pull 2 packs here. Cool. I don't know why my pet attack macro is not working. Alright. Could be an easy fight. I want to be at maximum range here, because I don't want to be catching
Enrage.
fear. And yet I did. That's annoying.
Enrage.
Well, if my entire rapid fire hadn't got wasted by the first sphere that I should have been out of range of, might have done some damage
Enraged.
here, but yeah, got pushed really fucking low. Okay, good. Okay. I was gonna go pull it, but it's all the way back. Can you not stand right on top of me, mob? I can't shoot you if you're that close to me. Just a nice chill time. Don't have to lead, don't have to be in charge. I just get to do damage and hang out, and maybe if I'm lucky I'll get the ring on my hunter. Although I think there's like a dozen reserves on it, so probably not. But maybe. Maybe I get lucky. Oh no, someone died. Bum, bum. Excuse me. And it's been a long day because I've done all of these raids with them. So, and I raided last night with my own guild. A lot of WoW. Haven't played this much WoW in back-to-back days in a very long time. Molten Core Shuffle. Big crits. What's my crit rate at? 33. Not terrible. Ow. That hurt. Oh. Thank you guys for hanging out for a chill evening. I know it's not our normal fare, but gives me a chance to just have some fun on my characters outside of having to be in charge of anything and hang out with you guys. It's a lot of fun. Man, I'm feeling it though. Didn't sleep very well the last couple days. Or I slept well, I just didn't sleep very long because I was trying to make sure that my schedule didn't get too far off kilter. And I was up super late last night, and I shouldn't have been. I got off Discord with the guildies after the raid at like, I don't know, like 2 something in the morning, and I was still up till like 6, so not ideal, but let them get rage on that mob, drink some water, get my mana back up. Oh. I'm gonna clip my or my aim shot there. That was wrong. Yeah, clipped my aim shot and then cut my second multi. Terrible rotation. I'm horrible. And I should have refreshed the Mark of the Wild, or yeah, not the mark, the Hunter's Mark from the other Hunter, because mine is better. But yeah, just barely got beat because I wasn't paying attention. Oh, wants to go on this side. My bad. Yeah. Screwed up my rotation there, bad. Not every time, Saline, but apparently this time. But you can see it's more just about the pace. And when you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 warriors, yeah, that makes that possible. They just chain pull, mob to mob to mob very often with very few breaks. Why do we have the... yeah. It's percentage-based, Thorsnor. There's no guarantee. There's very few guaranteed drops. So, the piece of loot I'm going after is like a 19% drop off the final boss, and 12... there are 12 rolls allowed to take place on it via the current loot system. So my chance of getting it if it drops, so it's about a 1 in 5 that it drops and about a 1 in 6 that I win the roll. So that was at least when I looked last. There may have been other reserves that went onto it. Let me see. Oh, I need to stop this yawning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 reserves on it, and I have 2 rolls. 2 of those reserves are mine. So, not terrible. I think Saline, the biggest reason he's clearing more of this that I've seen them do when I've done MC with them in the past is because of pugs. Because of non-vetted pugs. You know, they haven't run with these before and seen how they play, what they do, what they don't do. So he's just clearing extra stuff to avoid a wipe. Means I spend more money on ammo. The binding currently has 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 reserves on it. Oh, how my shot got delayed so badly. Oh, it was probably the curse, yeah. Oh my goodness, I wish I would stop yawning. What the hell? Oh, that wasn't me. Good. I thought I pulled that somehow. Cost me a couple seconds of my rapid fire. It was a feigned death. Okay, good. Should be able to get another aim shot in. Multi. Alright. And the reason the hosting guild is here is for the binding off Gar, so see if that drops. Why am I shooting the immune one? Probably not going to do much good. That fucker. They shouldn't be targetable like that. I keep tab targeting onto this one that's banished and completely immune. Ugh. Bad aim shot. No binding. Brutality Blade. Got Gore Ripper. Moving at a decent pace. That's good. Hey, I was 4th in damage there. Not terrible. Longer fight favors me more than it favors... Well, favors my class more than a shorter fight does. It doesn't favor me over anybody else. It's better than not. I was third on that one. Ooh. Still have fire protection from my GFPP. Good. Waiting for it to come out of banishment. Oh. Timed it terribly. Wasted the aim shot. Sorry, guys. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. I don't feel that tired, but the yawning just isn't stopping. Crazy. Maybe because I'm so used to when I'm in Molten Core, you know, raid leading and not just being present. It's a different mental engagement, I guess. I just don't. I wasn't feeling very tired, but I know that I haven't slept much the last couple of days. I think that's finally kind of catching up. That really looked like it might have pulled the Geddon there, which would have been interesting. Yeah, Tools. I'll tell him it's yours if it drops. No explanation. We'll see if that causes any trouble, but it shouldn't. Like, everyone here should know this fight, but that doesn't mean they will. cooked my dog. You know, if they would hold this in position better, my damage would have been better. There's Stunny. Alright, well, no one died. Let's see if it drops. Nope. No binding. No binding. No binding today, folks. Depending on how fast the trash goes, another 25 or 30 minutes in here. Depending on if they try to pull this dog when it's over here, pull this pack, this dog, and this pack all at the same time, wiping the entire raid and their world buffs. Just as a theoretical example, not something that happened yesterday. Probably both ZX. For most people, it's probably a combination of the two of them. This is the first phase raid in Classic WoW, and most of the people in here are exceptionally well geared and knowledgeable, so this isn't going to look like a particularly hard raid for us to do, but chance at some decent loot, I figured I'd pop in. But yeah, when you're progressing an actual raid, and, you know, it's a hell of a challenge to coordinate 40 people in Classic WoW, get them to, you know, all listen, pay attention, do their job, and, you know, beat a hard challenge and get, you know, a chance at some really cool, powerful loot for your character. Yeah. That's what I like about it, at least. I guess I was just below the warriors. Not even all the warriors. On, Geddon, so... Of course, I've had my shit trinket on for, like, the last 3 boss fights, so that probably hasn't helped. "23 seconds. That was a boss fight. You blink, you missed it. Oh, my goodness. 2915, nice crit. Ooh, 2130. Big damage on that one. And still not close to warriors because that's just the way Classic is. Yeah, like, to get my Rockdalar and Lockdalar, I didn't just have to come to this raid for frickin' 2.5 months to get the drop, but then I also had to go and kill 4, you know, boss level enemies completely solo, do a long quest line that had a lot of lore and story to it, gather a bunch of other materials. Yeah. It's an adventure. And here, this is almost strictly just for some loot. That's what, that's the only reason I'm here. Get my hunter in here, see if I can get a piece of loot that, because normally when my guild does this raid, we do it slower, more methodical pace, more casually. We're not just go, go, go like this. And there's merits to both approaches. But I don't bring my hunter into my guild's Molten Core raids. I bring my rogue, because I've gotten most everything I need. There's only one piece I need, and it's contested by a lot of my guild members who could use it. Here, it's not going to be very it's going to be very contested, but I don't care if I win it here. Like, I'm not taking it from my people. I'm taking it from pugs and, you know, some, not randoms, but... Alright. Hey, I finally got an int buff for the first time in the raid. Good thing this isn't a serious raid either, because I am not at my best. I did well on my rogue in BWL. I want to look at the logs for that and see how it did. Oh my goodness, please stop yawning. I don't feel that tired. Come on, brain. What are you doing to me? Play an old RPG myself. Lack of confidence challenge, something that makes me not think it's much of an RPG anymore. Yeah, that happens. Yeah, we saw both bindings, but the person who could have used the second binding to complete his first one was out of town that week. So now instead of a Thunder Fury, which is one of the most legendary weapons in the game, we have two separate tanks who both have one half of it, and you can't share it. So... But that does mean if we ever see another binding, we nearly immediately can get a Thunder Fury done. Which would be really nice. I know I'm not talking as much, but, you know, I'm listening to the Discord. There's not a whole lot of talking in it, but I'm making sure I'm listening to that. And apparently, I'm yawning like crazy, so... Well, those two bindings are bind on pickup. You have to be present in the raid to be able to be eligible to loot it. So, one of them has one side, and you can't trade them afterwards. So one has one has the other. It's not just the bindings you need. It's the bindings and then about 10 or 12,000 gold worth of materials and then a boss fight and some other things, so... Wow. This idiot just spamming ignore. Spamming decurse, 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 decurse. This is my freaking ignore list is full. Put me off for the boss fight, damn it. Yeah, no, drops are shared in classic iterations of WoW. Percentage that they drop, and then it's determined by either the in-game loot system or who, you know, the guild's loot system on who gets or who rolls on or whatever the case may be, so. Why are we... Have to pull that stuff. Night Slayer shoulder pads, not bad. I did not. No bindings. Yeah. I agree. That's definitely one of the things that diminished its value for me. If everyone's getting their own loot odds and they're guaranteed they're going to get their loot without needing to put in near as much effort, they don't need to help each other out. They don't need to be in guilds or groups. It's all just me, me, me. And that's fine, but not what I'm after, at least. It also doesn't make any sense. Not that things in a video game like this need to make any logical sense, but how would 40, just in this example, if we all had individual loot loot that came to us, how would all 40 of us go over to the boss and he's seeing this item, I'm seeing this item, they're seeing this item? Is the dude just carrying a backpack of raid loot? Just 40 pieces every time, made sure they're tailored for the classes and specs that are there. It breaks immersion. Not that I think people necessarily get immersed in something like WoW, but, or at least not to that degree or in that way. This positioning's not great, but what do I know? I won't break top 10 on the damage on this fight. No rapid fire up. Especially as it approaches execute phase. Yeah, yeah, everyone definitely wants, wants their gear, wants to look and feel cool and special. Thor Snore, they've already done Classic Burning Crusade, and the original Classic servers from 2019 are now up to Mists of Pandaria. This server is at least going to Burning Crusade, and I would bet the house on the fact that it goes to at least Wrath of the Lich King, because that's when WoW made the most money, and they're going to want to repeat getting that money again, because the 2019 Classics did it as well. So, yeah. And they saw the success of the Classic Burning Crusade servers from 2019, so they'll do that again. it do on Golemag? I was 12th, even without rapid fire up. I'm not going to use rapid fire here because I want to have it for Rag.
Ha ha.
Five, four, three,
Reckless mortals. None may challenge the sons of the living flame.
Nope, that is not the attack I wanted. Okay, can we polymorph this guy? Someone have a dot on him or something? Like, what is happening?
Stop attacking.
Polymorph your target. There is... Okay, someone just broke another polymorph right there. My damage will suck for this fight. Ugh. Come on, Nibs, get your leaf. Come on, I want to see the leaf. I think Nibs is the only SR on it if it drops.
Your attack, mortals.
Nope,
submit
I have
to the
divinity.
submit.
Damn.
Rashly, you have come to risk the secrets of the living flame. You will soon regret the recklessness of your quest. I go now to summon the Lord whose house this is.
Eye of Divinity. Yeah.
Country lives will surely be forfeit.
Oh.
Nevertheless,
I scrolled past myself. I thought my damage was much lower. I was 8th. Still should have been better, but... This is the fight where I might be able to show up towards the top of the DPS if I don't get thrown around too much. Yeah, Ragnaros is the last fight. That's where we're headed now. And that's the fight that I might be able to actually show up in the DPS a little bit more. Well, this turned into mostly an entire WoW stream with one little, or two little failed Slay the Spire runs. That poison run was actually probably going to go somewhere, and then I fucking abandoned when I meant to just save and quit. But... I'm not sure what time I'm gonna stream tomorrow. My guild has some 20-man raids, some just little 20-man raids tomorrow, and if we somehow have all guildies show up, I could stream that and actually have Discord up and have you guys hear a little bit more than just me and the game ambience, but I'm not going to be turning WoW into a regular thing or a full-time thing on the stream, just something occasionally. In the future, it might be like Sundays and Mondays, which are normally my days off, but I might say, hey, I'll go live for a little WoW time. Not everyone's cup of tea, for sure, but, you know. Teach their own. Can I not be in the lava, please? Thank you. I guess this is my spot. This is where I live now. Kind of forgot about this Surger. I'm not moving, folks. You can move around me. If I get thrown back, I want to hit that rock. I don't want to go further. Alright. I need to be near the melee group so that I'm giving them Cruciate Aura. That's why I'm not standing on the other side.
You have awakened me too soon, Executus. What is the meaning?
5 minutes on Mongoose, that's perfect. But I eat some squid.
These mortal infidels, my lord. They have invaded your sanctum and seek to steal your secrets. You allowed these insects to run rampant through the hallowed core. Now you lead them to my very lair? You have failed me, Executus. Justice shall be met indeed.
3, 2, 1.
Insects. Boldly you sought the power of the
Alright.
Now you shall see it firsthand.
Nothing complicated about this fight anymore. I don't know why they are standing right behind us, but that's a really bad spot to be in.
By fire be purged.
Not doing well on crits so far.
The blades of Sulphur.
My crit rate's terrible for this fight right now. Come on. See some big crits. Move! Don't just stand there. Move! I hate this. They get thrown by a fireball and then they just stand still, spamming, instead of moving back to their position. So if a fireball hits here, now 4 people get thrown instead of 1 or 2. Fucking idiot.
By fire be purged. Taste the blades of Sulphur. By fire be purged.
Yeah, I got knocked down to 8. If that fucker doesn't stand right on top of me and get me thrown over, I'm top 5 there, at least. No Band of Acuria. There's the fucking Perdition's Blade. With no reserves on it. Couldn't drop in our raid last night. That sucks. Yep. Well, it's a good raid, but... I don't think there's anything I'm rolling on, so...
I'll wait and see. I don't think there was anything, but no, there wouldn't be anything in here. I'm thinking as if I'm on my rogue, but there's nothing I'll roll on here because I literally have everything I'd need out of here. Not bad. Not, yeah, I've done 130 DPS more than that on that fight before. Fuck, that's annoying to see. No reserves on it either. Just open. No reserves. Could have had it, but... Well, I couldn't have because my rogue's locked. Let's see who it landed on. It landed on this guy, who was 21st, and was using Ramstein's trinket on the rag fight. There's aged core leather gloves, too. Those went to a warrior. All right. Not bad. Got 3 raids done today and got 1 piece of loot, but it wasn't a piece of loot I was really aiming for. I just happened to win a piece of loot that had no reserves on it. Guys, it was a chill night. Only a handful of you hanging out, but to those of you who did choose to hang out tonight, I know it's not my normal fare. I just needed a light day today, even lighter than some of the other ones, I know. But, yeah, just figured I'd get in those WoW raids and hang out with you guys. That brings me right up to around 4 hours. And as you can tell from all the yawning, apparently I am just exhausted and you know, falling through. So I'm going to go wrap up there. And like I said, I really appreciate you guys hanging out for some WoW tonight. I don't know what time I'll be streaming tomorrow. It might be earlier in the afternoon, so that I can do the 20-man raids with my guild tomorrow, but it might be our normal time, because they don't need me for those. It's just, if I can be there and they need a body, I can help. Otherwise, they can certainly handle it. So, but I'm going to wrap up there. I'm going to go try to get something to eat, take a shower, and maybe get to bed a little bit earlier tonight and kind of get my schedule even further back in order. So, to each and every one of you who hung out tonight, I really appreciate you guys tuning in on a quiet night. Blaster, I did see your message. I have not gotten it yet. As soon as I do, you will get it from me. So, thank you guys for hanging out. I had a blast. Thank you for the good times, good vibes, and good conversations. Thank you for a chill evening, just watching me do some raids on my WoW characters and have a little bit of fun. I will see you all next time, tomorrow, for day 28 of 33 for Operation Echo, right here in the Echo, where each and every one of us has a voice. Good night. God bless. Be good people. And I'll see you tomorrow, folks. Adios.